Independence Day, Nigeria. On the 1st of October 1960, history was made as Nigeria gained her independence from external rule, and ever since, this day marked yearly all over the world. On the Midday International News Desk, or here on ECWA Television Africa, I, Lois Turaki, will get you informed on how Independence Day is celebrated from outside Nigeria. The history of migrants living in Nigeria can be traced to 1100 BC. The Kingdom of Ri, the Benin Empire, the Songhai Empire, and the Oyo Empire are all diverse ancient African civilizations that are said to have settled in the region now known as Nigeria. Lagos, the former capital of Nigeria, was conquered by British forces in 1851 and then in 1901 became a British protectorate. Colonization persisted for over 100 years, exploiting from the region's natural resources until after the World War II, when an agitation for independence arose. On October 1st, 1960, Nigeria gained its independence. Afterwards, an all-Nigerian Executive Council was formed and headed by Prime Minister Alhaji Sir Tafawa Balewa, until 3 years later, when Nigeria became a republic led by Nnamdi Azikiwe as its first president. The Yoruba, the Igbo, and the Hausa are Nigeria's three main tribes today. In addition to all the smaller tribes, the country has over 520 languages, although it retains English as its official language. How Nigerians celebrate Independence Day. Today, October 1st, 2021, Nigeria celebrates 61 years of her independence from the British colony. As usual, President Muhammadu Buhari has kickstarted the Independence Day celebration with the presidential broadcast addressing the citizens. Independence Day Parade. The President of Nigeria broadcast his live speech to declare the inauguration of the Independence Day celebrations in the morning of October 1st. This is followed by the raising of the flag while the national anthem is being sung. A parade by the armed forces follows. There is a flag-raising ceremony to honor the nation. Festivals and parades are held across the country, including the display of tanks, missiles, and advanced armories. The armed forces parades with cultural dances are followed after the presidential speech, and finally, the national cake is cut to commemorate the celebrations at the presidential villa, popularly known as Aso Rock. During the celebrations, people are out in the streets waving and wearing the colors of the flag, green and white. And some schools also put on their own parades, including the Boys Brigade in Abuja. Millions of people take part in the Nigeria Independence Day celebrations and same-day Cyprus independence and China. Special homage and tribute is paid to the freedom fighters and other national leaders who fought for the independence of Nigeria from colonial rule. It is common knowledge among Africans that Nigerians will find any reason just to party. Although most corporate businesses and government departments are closed on Independence Day, restaurants, shops, and markets are open as normal, making the most of the celebrations and helping families to prepare big meals for the gatherings. Nigerians celebrate their Independence Day by decorating their homes, streets, and towns with the Nigerian flag. Nigeria, celebrating 61 years of existence as an independent nation, calls for a huge celebration. But a number of people are not feeling it, while others feel there is still hope. The past 61 years, especially in the last few months, has not been an easy one as the country has to deal with the global pandemic called the coronavirus, issues of insecurity, economic recession, corruption, and other vices. Thus, Independence Day usually comes with a multiplicity of reactions from all Nigerians, both in the country and abroad, on the nation's progress. The event is celebrated by Nigerians of all cultures and religions, both at home and abroad. Family gatherings and fireworks. For many Nigerians, the day is spent with family or visiting friends as there are no official firework displays. Most young people buy their fireworks from local vendors and light them themselves in celebration of the day. The day is also a rest day. For many others, the national holiday is simply seen as a day of rest and a time to wind down. They enjoy taking a break from the hustle and bustle of everyday life before it starts all over again the next morning. Then the celebrations outside Nigeria. Despite the challenges Nigerians in diaspora face due to the bad reputation that precedes the country, Nigeria, these citizens honor the day regardless. The biggest celebration of Nigerian independence outside of Nigeria is in New York, where every year the day is commemorated with a parade. Nigerians and her supporters in America travel from different states across the United States of America to the bustling city to celebrate the monumental event. The Independence Day Festival started in 1991 and has continued ever since. There is fun also at the beach. At the day in the beach is a shore for those who love the outside and the seaside. Once again, the beach usually turns into a provisional outdoor club as huge speakers can be found on the tents, blasting resounding traditional tunes, which older generations are happy to call the better type of music. Family and friends head to the beach with picnics. However, different types of barbecued meats and fish can be bought from independent traders. Sometimes back, the festival was a 3-day celebration, including a parade held from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The parade route starts at 2nd Avenue at E54th Street and ended at E44th Street. The organizing committee chairman, Mr. Yinka Dansalami, said the event attracts an average of 75,000 people annually. Meanwhile, in London, Nigerian event organizers Concure are also set to celebrate in style with an Independence Day Afrobeat brunch in recent years. The brunch, which usually takes place at their usual event space at Proud City in East London, and usually with music, and hosted by MC Dabs. The menu includes bottomless prosecco and an all-you-can-eat buffet of traditional Nigerian foods. Cyprus celebrates Independence Day on October 1st, just like Nigeria. They gained independence from the United Kingdom on August 16, 1960, but Cyprus Independence Day is commonly celebrated on October 1st. Nigerians living in Cyprus are also left behind in the celebration of independence. Prophecy Yamusa stated how independence is celebrated in Cyprus. Let's watch this.
Happy Independence Day, everyone. My name is Professor Yamusa, and I'm a student of Near East University, Turkish Republic of North Cyprus. Well, how Nigerian Independence Day has been celebrated on the island of Northern Cyprus? We really don't have a traditional way of celebrating. We usually just let it to the leadership of Nigerian Student Association to come up with ways at which we celebrate. Sometimes they come up with stuff like a boat cruise, a more relaxed way of celebrating. We just come dressed in our attires, in our cultural attires, cook different meals, our cultural meals, and wave our flags and sing the national anthem, and just have a great communion with one another as brothers and sisters. Or sometimes a more serious atmosphere is being organized, like a seminar, where discussions like a better Nigeria and how to make Nigeria great again is being discussed. We share opinions, we share ways at which we think we can help, ways at which we can work towards that goal, even away from home. So that's basically what we do on Independence Day. Happy Independence Day once again.
Also, the People's Republic of China was founded on October 1st, 1949, with a ceremony at Tiananmen Square. The Central People's Government passed the resolution on the National Day of the People's Republic of China on December 2nd, 1949, and declared that October 1st is the National Day. Nigerians in China celebrate Independence Day as they remember their roots. Some Nigerians shared their thoughts about how the country can move forward. According to them, citizens must continue to hold their leaders accountable. They said, "We have to keep trying. We must learn and remain focused on patriotic, decent Nigerian where we are. We must never stop tasking our leaders to be responsible to us and fulfill the tenets of democracy. If we must excel, like Sena claims, we must defeat the defeatist mentality currently affecting us," he added. Morocco, who, like many Nigerians schooled abroad, revealed Nigerians in diaspora face a lot of challenges as Nigeria is seen as a corruption-ridden-filled country. Speaking from a student perspective, and for all, Nigeria is perceived as a failed and ridiculed country. If it is possible for us all, we will change our national identity because it is always associated with corruption, failed leadership, nepotism, and all manner of unimaginable ills. They see us as a war-torn country where people are desperate to succeed beyond its shores due to the failed leadership structure in the country. It's just unthinkable, and it's very sad.
Hello, my name is Joseph Tobias, and I count it a great privilege to be coming to you today and for this privilege to speak and to share my own thoughts on the current situation of things in Nigeria. It continues to break my heart to see that things continue to be this way. It's been many years, and hope is waning away. And the idea that children and people are the future of tomorrow, the question is, do we even have a future? Even as I reflect and think of the current state of things in Nigeria, a few things come to my mind. And the first thing I was thinking is there is just no society that can thrive and succeed when injustice continues to reign supreme and nothing seems to be done about it. For years, we've been hearing that people are attacked and killed. Who is arrested? Who has been brought to the book? There is nobody. Politicians keep stealing and millions continue to be taken away. Who is really brought to the book? No one is brought to the book. Young girls and young children are being abused, but who is being brought to the book? Even those in the uniform are abusing those they ought to protect. Who is being brought to the book? There is no one. So injustice continues to reign supreme, and no one seems to actually be concerned about things being right and things being done right. And therefore, after many years, we now have the consequences right on the surface. We've been managing it maybe, or we think we're managing it. But times have changed. Things have changed. And so long injustice is not brought to the book, so long justice is not the cry we cry daily and seek daily, and our leaders in authority are not, putting their foot on the ground and saying, we are going to be a nation of justice, unfortunately, things are just going to continue the way they are. Because thieves will continue to steal. Those that have been murdering and kidnapping will continue to do so because they are emboldened to continue in their ways, because no one is actually saying, whatever you do in dark, we're going to shine a spotlight on you and bring you to the books. So long we don't do that, things will continue the way they are. Secondly, even as I think of the situation in Nigeria, and we have tribalism has really eaten at the core of who we are. That's why I strongly believe for us as Christians, there's something on the inside that we ought to give to the world. I understand, mostly for those of us from the north, it's just been so many attacks, killings, losing of loved ones during crises, and all the things that have happened, that there's this mutual suspicion between Christians and Muslims. But even on a micro level, you also have the tribal divisions that we have, that there is no unity, that when we think of other people, we don't really think of them as people dearly loved by God, but we see them as the other. Unless our theological understanding and our Christian perspective of loving our neighbor as we love ourselves is really at the core of how we live and see other people, I think, the way we treat people and the way we move as a nation will never lead us to the promised land, because there's just this suspicion of the other. And for us, I believe as Christians, we need to love regardless of where the person is coming from. Regardless of whether they are Christians or Muslims or Hindus or atheists, wherever they're coming from, first we should be known by our love for them. That we reach out to them, because the gospel becomes the gospel when the gospel reaches the person that is outside what we may think the realm of the gospel. So I really think that we need to love our neighbors deeply. That regardless of where they are coming from, we need to understand that there is no one outside the bounds of God's love.
Hi, everyone. As one thinks about the state of things in the country, one has to reckon with the painful realities that we face. Painful realities of men and women and children on the street, in our churches, in our places of worship, in our villages. One has to look beyond just the wealthiest of the country. One has to look beyond the political powers that be of the country and face the realities of the poverty that people face, the realities of the agony, and of course, as we are all familiar with the insecurity of the country. It is our reality. It is that which we are confronted with, and we cannot pretend like it's not there. Our leaders cannot pretend like it's not there. And no matter how well we try to ignore it, is reality that we have to all face. So the state of things in the country leaves me in a place of despair, a place of what seemed to be hopelessness. For long now, we have heard over and over again the issue or the statement of things would be better. But as the years go by, it seems like things are not getting better. Things are becoming worse by the day. And so it leaves one with the question of how long? How long would this continue? How long are we going to continue like this as a nation? And so the state of things in the country is one that is painful, is one that is sad. With all the human resources that we have, with all the intelligence that we have, we still face these struggles all the time. And now the question is, what's the way forward? Is there hope in the midst of this pain? Is there hope for the mother that is crying, who has lost her child, who has lost hope in the nation? Indeed, there is hope. There's hope. I don't know when things will begin to take a turn to the right direction, but I cannot afford to remain in a state of hopelessness. There has to be some sense of hope in the future, some sense of hope in that child that still goes to school and gives his best in trying to learn. We believe that together we can create something that, by the grace of God, would be for the benefit of us all. Our voices need to be heard. We need to make our voices known. Because I believe that political leaders that do not live up to the expectation, they go to places of worship. We meet them at occasions, but nobody says anything because I mean, everybody wants something, right? And so no one is saying anything. Like the popular novel by Chinua Achebe, Things Fall Apart. Gleaning from that, I would say things fall apart when the fathers are silent. Things fall apart when those who have the opportunity to say something say nothing. And so I encourage us to say something. I encourage us to make our voices known, not just for ourselves, but even for those who are voiceless. I'm hopeful that there will be a turnaround at some point because every leadership comes and goes. There's going to be an end to this regime. There's going to be an end to the leadership right now. And there's going to be a turnaround. And we can only but hope and continue to trust in God. It takes a lot not to be hopeful, but it also takes a lot to be hopeful considering the state of things in the country. But we can be hopeful and continue to pray and trust God for a better Nigeria. Happy Independence, everyone.
My name is Akila Adamu. Happy Independence to all Nigerians, and also happy Independence to Ecwa Television. I appreciate the privilege you've given to me to share my thoughts concerning the happenings in Nigeria during this independence. We thank God for all the achievements we have in Nigeria in the past years. And at this very trying moment where we have complex problems facing Nigeria, and the unrest is multifaceted in the country, but we still say happy independence, though there is nothing to be happy in this trying moment. But by faith, things will work out fine. So I encourage you to still put your hope and trust in the Lord. The effort of the Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari, is not yielding much positive results when you look at it only from one angle. Because of the constant killing, when there is no peace, development and everything is backward. And so we want to encourage all the president to rise up to his own responsibility. He is accountable to God and he is accountable to all Nigerians. You are not just to be at the presidency and just be keeping mute while things are going out. They are your people who are doing these things. They are spoiling your government, and history throughout the world will carry it that your own people are the one destroying the legacy you intend to leave and those you surround. Not only that, the law enforcement agents who are supposed to be peacemakers are now conniving. Some of them are conniving with the bandits to be involved in all the killings that is going on in different parts of the country. Think of the North, Middle Belt, and the West. You found that they are there. You need to do something. And there is supposed to be a harsh law that's supposed to address this. But unfortunately, people are going scot-free. Mr. President, we Nigerians in the diaspora are not happy with what is happening. And because of what is happening back home in Nigeria, is affecting most Nigerians in the United States with the way they are looking at us because of the way you are leading the country. I also want to identify and sympathize with all Nigerians who have lost their loved ones during these attacks. This is a dark moment to all Nigerians, and all from the history of Nigeria. We've never had a situation that is as worse as this. And we are praying that God will grant the president the wisdom to see that he handles this before he comes down before he finishes his tenure. Not only that, I want to give hope to all Nigerians. Know that God is with you. He still loves Nigeria. Despite all these things, we still remain one. But one thing I want to let you know, that all this hardship is just for a moment. This is just like a night for Nigeria. There will be morning. Weeping is coming for this night, but joy comes in the morning. So this is a trying moment. But do not give up. God is with us. God is with you and will continue to see you through. And after all these things, the tomorrow will be better and best. And if you think of what has happened in Democratic Republic of Congo, you will see now it is far better than what it was before. So have hope. Nigerians are very intelligent, Nigerians are very smart, and whatever you give them, they'll put in their best, and they are succeeding wherever. But the issue is opportunities are not given. And so, for the fact that we're not happy, we still want to encourage youth. Do not engage in anything that is unlawful, but use your smartness, your intelligence to bring something that will bring development in Nigeria. You are the leaders of tomorrow. And so, when you prepare well, your tomorrow will be good. And for those who are in the National House of Assembly, I'm calling upon you, you need to do the needful to ensure that peace is restored in Nigeria. If you fail to do that, know that you will not be on that seat forever. You will someday finish your tenure, and what you have planted will now come back to haunt you. The oppressors will come to an end, and instruction will cease, and the aggressors will vanish from the land. To all Nigerians, do not fear. The Lord says, "For I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." So let's choose the way of faithfulness, the way of faith and trust in God, for things shall work out well in due time. Happy independence to all Nigerians. I'm glad to talk to you, and I pray the Lord will bless all Nigerians.
It has been 61 years since Nigeria has existed as an independent country, but it still doesn't feel right to say happy independence, Nigeria. You see, back in 1960, on a day like this, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa took onto the podium and announced to us, Nigerians, and to the whole world, that Nigeria is a sovereign nation and that Nigeria was well built upon firm foundations. He was so sure that history will bear testament to the fact that Nigeria was well built. But 61 years down the road, here we are today, asking, what went wrong, Nigeria? What is happening, Nigeria? Indeed, history is going to remember us. Indeed, history is remembering us, but not for the reasons that Tafawa Balewa thought it would. You see, 61 years down the road of independence, and Nigeria still struggles with failing infrastructures, ruptured systems, and a political class that is more invested in themselves than in the country. 61 years down the road, and the seed of corruption that was sown has developed and matured into a cultural phenomenon, such that corruption goes unnoticed, except when carried out on a massive, maybe national scale. 61 years down the road, and Nigeria seemed to have sterilized the consciences of its citizens, such that we fail to think critically and constructively about the social and economic consequences of political actions and trends. We have an educational system that is deliberately broken, an economic system constantly being paralyzed, and a legal system that is blind to justice or its national responsibility. Nigeria has become a wonderland where animals swallow billions. Criminality is being supported by the silence of the government, and the people who tend to speak out against all these injustices, they tend to disappear. But all hope is not lost. There is a future. There is a future for Nigeria. You see, the call today is not that of jubilation, for we cannot jubilate at the current state of Nigeria. Although Nigeria is no longer under colonial system as we once knew it, But Nigeria is still not free. Nigeria has been held captive by its very own. So you see, the call today is a call for a conscious Nigeria. The call today is a call made by Nigeria to arise and to serve this country, Nigeria, with love, with strength, and with faith. The call today is not a call to return to some glorified past, but it's a call to move forward. A friend once asked me, what is the Nigerian dream? And I don't know. So the call today is not a call to look out to others, but to look introspectively and to say, what is the dream of Nigeria? What is the vision for Nigeria? It's a call to design that vision. It's a call to design that dream. And it's a call to work towards actualizing a better Nigeria. A Nigeria that is not just better rhetorically, but a Nigeria that is practically better. You see, the call today is a call to work together to achieve peace and unity in Nigeria. When that is achieved, then maybe the next time when we meet, I will be able to honestly say, Happy Independence, Nigeria.
Hello there. I'm Enoch Joseph, boy. In the spirit of the command to rejoice always, I rejoice with Nigeria and Nigerians on the 61st Independence Anniversary. Of course, there are reasons to celebrate. For example, assuming that we are stronger and better together, the fact that we are still a united entity despite our challenges is a good thing to celebrate. At least we're still hanging on, as they say in some parlance, or we're still managing, or we're managing together, as we say in Nigeria. But the recent and not so recent, happenings in Nigeria are quite disturbing. You agree with me that they are quite disturbing. And to be precise, what I mean is the level of terrorism, the banditry, the kidnappings, the abduction of school children, and most disturbingly, the rampant killings of tens and hundreds of people here and there in Plateau, Kaduna, Zamfara, Katsina, Sokoto, and virtually everywhere. Nigeria seems to have become a killing field. This is quite disturbing. And I think it is time that I zero in on the Leviathan that is the government that is supposed to, that has been given the mandate to stop all these things. Our government, I acknowledge what the government seems to be doing at this point in time. But since the killing is still going on, we still have reasons to think that the government is not doing enough to protect the lives and property that has been, put under its custody.
Hello, my name is Amos Luka. As I think about Nigeria at 61 today of independence, I think about two things. Number one, I think about a nation that is old enough to be a nation that is, prosperous. But unfortunately, we have leaders and people who are more of traitors and not patriots, because patriots would not do things in such a way that, would not care about the nation. Patriots would want to die for their nation. Patriots will want to sacrifice for their nation. Patriots will want to see that the nation prospers, and patriots will not want to put religion first. Patriots will not want to put their families or bigotry First, patriots will not want to, put sectionality first. But patriots will be a people who will see a Nigeria that is truly one, a Nigeria that thrives. Now, secondly, when I think about Nigeria's 61 of independence, I weep for my nation. Now, Jesus in Luke chapter 13 and chapter 19 wept for Jerusalem because of what he has seen happen in Jerusalem. And, the Jerusalem that we're killing, the prophets that were sent by God, the Jerusalem that, were doing all sort of things against God's people. And so whenever I think about Nigeria, with all that is going on at 61 of independence, my heart weeps. And I weep for a nation that kill people who are created in the image and the likeness of God. We don't longer value our shared humanness. We don't longer value human life. The fundamental right of every government is to protect, human life, its citizenry, and of course, their properties. But we don't seem to see that happening in our nation. There's so much killing. There is so much attack on human beings, especially Christians and their communities. People no longer desire to see night comes because of the fear of terror. So I weep for our nation. I look forward to a nation that would give rise to patriots, people who would want to speak for it, people who would want to invest in it, people who want to sacrifice for it, people who would, or citizens who would want to defend her nation anywhere around the world, a nation that is embedded with so much blessings in the inside of it, but that reflects a lot of corruption and wickedness and evil. And until that is addressed in our nation, things would never change. We need leaders that are courageous to bring about change. We need leaders that are courageous to restructure things and not do things the normal way, but things that would bring about the prosperity of our nation, things that will bring about value to human life, things that will bring about, a love for a nation called Nigeria.
Just being Nigerian is something to celebrate about. Celebration is about the positive things and looking back at negative things, taking a bolder, outrageous approach for a resolve to the negative items. I don't know about you, but I see a great potential in my country, Nigeria, and sure, one day we will get to make the change we so much desire. You and I can stay here and complain about Nigeria and her woes, but till people like you and I change our mindset and approach, subtle or radical, things will never change. Happy Independence Day once again. I am Lois Turaki.